Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Basement Card Collector. Today's video is going to be a recap video, a 2023 recap video. Several channels have those and it's just kind of the time of year to do that. I wanted to get one in, and it's really kind of a fun video for me because I now have a recap video to recap my vintage baseball card collection. Prior to 2023, you are looking at my vintage cards here in front of us with Mr. Andre Dawson on the 89 Topps. My very first Ernie Banks, 1961 Topps. And a 1965 Billy Williams. And those are my two big names. And if I add these to, I have a 1955 Bowman, Randy Jackson. And check out that. A 1952 Bowman, Eddie Mixis, but this would have been my vintage baseball card collection prior to 2023. And what I have now is I've had this new itch to add a vintage player or a vintage card of just some of the all-time greats, which I've never had before. And so now I have a collection of vintage cards, which is so cool to say. Before I just wanted Cub cards, and if I had an old card, I should probably hit the brakes for a second. I do have a stack of cards that are from like the 60s and 70s, but there isn't really a big name in there, or just not the big names that you want to have if you have some of those cards. And so what I have here with Mr. Ernie Banks and Mr. Billy Williams is going to be my top 20 something vintage cards that I have picked up in 2023. And in the middle of that, I'm going to stick in a plug for our buddy Hugo at Signs of the Pastime. He is having a VR contest that actually expires today, and I wanted to make a video for him because he just has a really cool channel. I just really dig what he does as he goes to all these venues to record and to bring the history to life, so to speak. Just really like that idea, and I wanted to make this video and then also put a plug in for his VR as well. So check out his channel if you're not familiar with his. I'll leave a link down below, but so this list plus a Hugo VR plug is what this is going to be. So what I have here, I have broke it down into three groups. The first group, if I jump on the Cubby bandwagon, I've picked up several cards which I just never really had before, and these will just go from my Cubbies collection and my Cubbies binder. 71 Sano, a 72 Billy Williams, which is really cool. And we're just going to stack these because there's going to be quite a bit. So 74 Topps Billy Williams, Ron Sano 73. And then here's a Fergie on the 74. So I put these in the my Cubby pile because, well, this is the first Fergie card post Cubby days. And we also picked up a 75 mini of Fergie. And again, here's the first Billy Williams card, not with the Cubbies, on the 76 Topps with the A's. So we call this the Cubby collection. But it's just some Cubby vintage that I didn't have prior to 2023. Some larger pickups. This is, I guess, not really one of the larger ones, but it's a Cubbies Hank Sauer card, his MVP from 52. Video long ago, I feels like now, but I was trying to get a card of every Cub MVP, and this is my closest thing I have so far to a Hank Sauer card. Like we showed, the 1961 was my only Ernie Banks, and prior to this year, I had one Ernie Banks, and I was totally cool with that. Check out some of the other cards we've added this year. The 69 Topps. And actually, the 68 Topps, and yes, someone did write the word manager across the card. Sadly, that is not on the top loader. 68. And we've also bought two of the 67s. One is really beat up, and then I got a much better version here for the Ernie collection. But my favorite Ernie that we picked up this year, oh my gosh, just look at this. It's so good. So good. I mean, it's got the white back you can see on the sticker. I bought this from the card shop. But that is my favorite Ernie Banks card of the year for sure. And my last Cubby pickup, check out the Billy Williams All-Star card on that, All-Star rookie card on the 61 tops. Just one of those Cubby cards that I thought I probably would never get, and just super pumped to pick that up at a card shop this year. So we will add that. We'll put the 61s together. And now I'm just kind of looking for that Ron Santo to join them on the 61. Then we can have a little run of Cubby's Hall of Famers on the 61s. This next pack we'll kind of go through kind of quickly. I've started getting some of the sets from the 70s also, so you can just see, got the league leader card. This is a really cool Pete Rose on the 74. I'm working on that set. Really excited to get this second year Schmidt card for $5. I mean, come on. And again, the 75 set, we're going to be building that sometime soon. Bob Gibson, Dave Parker, Joe Morgan, and the prices that you see here are what I paid. I mean, how cool is that? $1. Here we go. I have a Jim Catfish Hunter on the 67. I think that's a second year card. But again, we bought that for just a couple bucks. Bought this at a yard sale. Actually, both of these came from a yard sale. Couldn't believe that. My very first two and only two Elston Howard cards. This same garage sale, I got this Lou Brock and Kurt Flood. And we picked up two of the golden press cards. Is that right? I don't remember. But again, I didn't have any of those. That was cool. So my vintage just keeps on coming. I have two more piles here. This pile actually came from friends in the community. This is from Alan at Collecting Maddox. Sent me the Nolan record breaker. Brett Stone recently in a mail day sent me both of these Cubby leader cards. 3 Hall of Famers here on the 68 RBI leaders. Here's the 71 Strikeout Kings with Fergie, but Tom Seaver's in there also. From our buddy Steven, the math bowler, I won a contest, and one of the prizes was this Dennis Eckersley rookie. I mean, how sweet is that? He also threw in a couple extra cards, but a 1964 tops with the rookie stars. Just vintage, more vintage. And another contest we won from our buddy the Drew, a vintage legacy. There was a contest for his, and this was the prize: a 56 tops team Brooklyn Dodger card. Jackie Robinson in the corner, and just a boatload of big names from the MLB past. Gil Hodges, Duke Snider, Sandy Koufax, you name it, they're on this card, and it's just super cool. So the vintage collection with another cool card. Oh, get in there. All right, so I have one stack left. We're just gonna go through these kind of quickly as well. But just the fact that I have a vintage pile, or actually 3 piles is what we have, to me is just amazing, because when the year started, I think I had 4 or 5 cards that had big names on it. And now we have these. I'd like to show you these real quick. How about a 1975? And again, it's this 3D Superstar, the Kellogg stuff, but Brooks Robinson. Anything with him. He passed away this year as well, but just a really cool card. We have, and these would be the cards that we picked up from card shops. My Hall of Fame players that I just wanted to get a playing day card of. Here's Al Kaline on that 72. Picked up this really sweet Tony Perez Gold Cup. just a hitting machine, and I was pumped to have that for very little. Really pretty cool looking Juan Marichal 64, just like all that white. And he had a huge year this year. You can see he won 25 games, 25 and 8. And someone used the black Sharpie to color in some parts there, but you know, what do you do? Oh man, I remember coming home with this, was super pumped. I thought it might have been a rookie card. It's his first solo card, I believe. I think he had one of those double kind of 2-player cards for his rookie card, but Steve Carlton for the Cardinals, pretty sweet. We picked up a 1971 Topps Tom Seaver, and it's really pretty smooth with all that black border on there. A really fun Joe Morgan. I'd never seen that before. I don't have many 72s, and so when I can get one for pretty cheap, I like to try and do that. Let's get a few more stands out here because we're gonna need them. Carlton Fisk rookie on that same year, and it has its issues, but you got to get one. I'm super pumped to have it. I don't know what we'll do with that, is if that goes into the set. It probably will, but I'm, like I said, really far off on the 72s. Oh, just a great looking card. Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Billy Williams on the home run leader card. Wow, just a great looking card. Brooks, let's put you back here, buddy. We're getting down to my final whatever. So how about this Yogi Berra on the 63 Topps? Just recently watched his documentary. I'd like to do a little video on that sometime, but my very first and only Yogi Berra card. Moving on into another superstar. It's like I have a Frank Robinson 64 Topps. Pretty good shape. Man, he's underrated, and I don't understand why that is, but I'm glad to have one playing days Frank Robinson. And here we're getting into, I have 5, 6 left, and I have these, I believe, in order of, holy cow, I have those cards. So here we go. The Joe Morgan Gold Cup. We picked this up also, I think the same day as the Tony Perez, if I remember right, but I've seen that card in Beckett's, I think, and I can't believe I have one. We'll call that number 6. So in 5th place, yeah, 5th place, my very own Stan Musial All-Star card. I've seen reprints of that and like the archives and the heritage version. It's like I have a 58 Topps Stan Musial. Whew. Super fun. We'll call that number 5. Number 4 of my vintage pickups of 2023. And this could be, I have a hard time putting any of these in 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and not calling them a first place tie. My very own, my only Sandy Koufax. It's just a look of just what baseball cards look like, I think, and it's pretty well centered. Just the photo, so awesome. A Sandy Koufax. Coming in 3rd place, and again, how was this 3rd and not 1st? I don't know, but for Hugo's contest, I tried to number these last few. I have a Karen 58 Topps. Oh man, I drove home with this and was super pumped. Video of that I have somewhere. I actually went back to the seller, and I bought some cards that day and went up to the register and paid, and before I could leave I had to go back and buy this too. Hank Aaron. Coming in 2nd place for my favorite pickups of the year. I mean, come on, look at this thing. Tom Seaver 68 Gold Cup. I can't believe we have this as well. I just super excited to have it. We call this the second my second favorite card of 2023 in my vintage collection. And I have number one, and it's just number one for, I wish it were a Cub. It's really not. It has nothing to do with his team, but this is my favorite card. My favorite pickup of the year for 2023 is my Johnny Bench 69 Topps with that super awesome gold cup. Man, just a great looking card, and I can't believe I have it. I cannot believe I have this with a whole mess of cards, and the fact that I actually have a list of really cool vintage cards to pick through to pick my favorite, it just kind of blows my mind. And so for Hugo and his contest, please check it out. It's about over, I understand, but even if it's not, I was gonna make this video anyway if I missed it, but I wanted to get it in before. Really cool idea, and everybody out there is making their list of 23 cards, their best, their, you know, but it's just fun to do. It's just kind of that thing to do right now. So I get it, and I'm glad he's putting it on. So please check his channel out if you're not already familiar with him. But for 2023, this is it. I have a vintage baseball card collection, and 364 days ago, I might have had 3 or 4 guys that had cool names. None cooler than Mr. Ernie Banks, of course. But now that I've been grabbing some players here and there, it's just really fun. And so if you're not into vintage, cool, but if it's just something I got into this year, and I'm glad I did, say thank you for watching this big long video. Thank you for watching my channel through the year, and Happy New Year. It's almost 2024, folks, but thank you for watching, and we will see you next year.